What's up, guys? Alright, here it is, your wish list for Saints Row 5. I got a ton of comments, so I am sorry if I didn't get to yours. If I didn't, I'll really try to get to it in a part 2 of this video, but I got a ton of them, which I'm so happy about, and I have you guys to thank for that. I don't want to get all sappy, you know, like, oh, thanks so much and everything, but the fact that you guys took time out of your day to leave, for a lot of you guys, long comments on these videos to give me your ideas and engage with these videos, it means a lot to me, so thanks so much. Let's get going. Also, just so you guys know, for these comments, there are a lot of ideas that overlap, so a few people who say the same type of thing, so I might skip over some of the things that you said in your comment and get to the point of your comment that hasn't been mentioned by other people before. So that's why you might see me not mention when some people talk about certain things. Like, for example, King Joker here talks about wanting to change a character's height. I saw this a few times. That's a great idea. And just in general, a more complex character creator and being able to customize the hell out of weapons, which is amazing for ideas. And a lot of people said that, which is great. Of course, that's something that's quite popular among the community right now, and this is a big one for me that I love. More enterable buildings like the mall in Saints Row 2, which is great. And a lot of people said this one, layered clothing. They want that to make an appearance once again, and that's a very popular thing. So you guys want to be able to have a lot of control with the customization of your character, which is a good thing to want. Vibrant Trash says, I can't stress how important a unique map is, and that he played SR2 for 2 hours just only exploring the map, and the same map that he's been exploring forever. So yeah, 100%, a unique and lively map is incredibly important. I could not agree with this more. That's honestly probably the most important thing for the next Saints Row game. Jaden Joel wants a color wheel for skin and hair, so you can pinpoint the exact skin, hair, or even car color that you would want, especially if in the character creator you're making a celebrity or something that I like to do. So that's a great idea. He also says a new map, obviously, or a reskin Stillwater. That idea is, you know, I wasn't too keen on it at first, but you guys made it grow on me, and now I really wouldn't mind that at all, especially having replayed Saints Row 2. And here are some interesting ones. Parkour that Saints Row 4 was supposed to have. That's something really interesting that would kind of change the game a bit for traveling, especially on foot. And also, this is a popular thing I've seen too. It's choice. So player choice to be either good or evil, kind of like in Red Dead Redemption 2 with the honor meter, but even more than that. So he also mentions that you can choose to be a villain or a hero, and maybe you meet people along the way and decide whether you want to help them or betray them, and he mentions Fable 3 as an example. Also, the fight style. I saw this come up a few times. This is something that people want back from Saints Row 2, being able to choose your fight style, which I totally agree. That's something that was awesome, being able to fight like a member of the Ronin or the Sons of Somdi. That's something that you really want to be able to do. And also, this one's sort of a pipe dream. I would love it, but I don't know if it's going to be able to happen. The ability to fly to a different map. How sick would that be? That would just be over the top awesome. The Chosen One wants some dark, gritty, Chicago-like vibes in this game. This is a popular opinion too. And he wants it to be dark and gritty, kind of like GTA 4. And he says that if you do all these things, then you got the recipe for a perfect game. So the hood vibes need to be an absolutely essential part of the game in the Chosen One's mind. So let me know what you guys think about this one. I think it's a really interesting idea, because if they did this, they would really be nailing it down to a specific style, and they could very well be successful by doing this. You know, there's no doubt about it, but they would definitely be picking a side. So let me know what you guys think about this, but I'm sure they can make a really fun, interesting game this way. But you gotta still have some of the fun elements that Saints Row is known for, you know, like Fight Club, Septic Avenger, and the wacky weapons like the Pimp Cane and Pimp Slap and things like that. So even if they do go dark and gritty, you still gotta have those lighter Saints Row elements. Alright, Randall Chandler. This guy comments on every single one of my videos. Shout out to you, bro. Thanks so much. He had a really long comment, but some things that I've already mentioned. So the new things that he mentioned are that he thinks that you should actually be able to play basketball or football in a game against other people with a big crowd in a stadium. as an activity, which I think would be awesome, especially if it was in the hood. Yeah, that would just be sick. That's an amazing idea. And maybe have some legends and myths like ghosts or something. I think that'd be cool if you go to a district or a neighborhood that's maybe quote unquote haunted or a bit freakier or creepier. That'd be a cool little thing to throw in. You know, you could explore, and maybe you got a mystery in there about a serial killer or something. I'm sure they'll have something like that. Just like GTA with the Infinity 8 killer and stuff like that. It's something fun that they could add in that would, again, just spice up the game and give us even more things to do. And knowing Volition, especially the old Volition, that's something that they would love to have in there. Stoner Sesh wants more modern cars and mansions and more creativity with your clothes and your accessories. That's a great idea, man. Maybe girlfriends, wives. This is something that's coming up quite often. You guys want to be able to have a love interest. Also, recruiting. You know, kind of like a Watch Dogs Legion type thing where you can play as anybody. Maybe here you can recruit anybody you want and name them and bring them into your gang so it adds more emotional value to your gang members. Also, something cool that Stoner Sesh says here is that there's a lot to wish for Saints Row 5 because Volition can do it before GTA does it, so they can't call you a copycat, and then Saints Row can take its place at the top of the gangster open world for a little while. So that's a good point, and I'd love to see that happen. Oh, I like this one from BVF Snipes. He says, why can't every NPC use the character creator so it's easy to remake Johnny or Pierce or even Shandy? I'd take this even further, you know, especially for your gang members. If you can go in and customize them however you want. Like I said this in one of my videos, but if you could make your NPC gang members look like celebrities, you know, like the Joker or whatever, that would be awesome. If you could, you know, call them up as a homie or something and you got the Joker that shows up or Dwayne The Rock Johnson, like that's something that would be awesome if we could customize not only ourselves, but also our gang members. Alright, up next we got Cozy Guest, and by the way guys, this guy has an amazing Saints Row character creator channel. A lot of the ones that I made on my channel were based or inspired heavily by his, so go check his channel out. He's got amazing character creations, and his comment is largely based upon that because he has a lot of ideas with the character creator. He wants a hip to waist ratio morphing, which is awesome, height sliders, which we've seen also, and teeth spacing. So this is all stuff that, again, if you want to make a super authentic, you know, let's say Arnold Schwarzenegger or Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you're able to do that, right? So that's pretty cool stuff. And also hair and beard growth. This is something that's becoming more common in games now, so it's something they should definitely have, especially maybe if you can use the barber like he mentions. He also mentions a really interesting one, that he wants to be able to booby trap his crib or any owned building in the city, Rambo style, from all trespassers. This is awesome. Like say a member or another gang in general just wants to overtake your property and own it. You can set up booby traps so that when another gang tries to come and take over your apartment or your owned hotel or something, you can just watch them get booby trapped by a bunch of awesome, cool, different stuff. This is an amazing creative idea that I'd love to see happen. Poke Kid has one simple request, and it's a good one. It's more hairstyles. Like, for example, Travis Scott's hairstyle in Saints Row 1 that they had, and they just got rid of it for no reason. And upon that, similar to Cozy Guest, hair physics, like they can shake and stuff. This is in Saints Row the 3rd Remastered, so I'd be shocked if it wasn't in Saints Row 5. But that's a great idea, man. They need to make it more realistic, because, again, if you want to make not even just a celebrity, but just a realistic looking gang member, or even, you know, some screwed up monster, because you can do that in Saints Row 2. Just make it look more realistic so that it's even more fun. Three Guns Nanpoo has a couple great ideas. First is being able to draw your own graffiti in game, and they can just expand on what they had in Saints Row 2 where you draw within the lines, but just give you some freedom to expand on that. So I think that's very doable, as does he. And being able to create your own tattoos and being able to upload them via an account linkage system or like a saintsrow.com or whatever it used to be, because they had that type of website before. And if you guys played WWE, you know you can do that type of stuff, so that would be awesome. Even for the clothes, if you could upload your own logos or pictures or whatever, like if NBA 2K can do it, Saints Row can do it. So I think that's something that could be very easily done. And he also mentions a cool feature, like for example, say you recruited a gang member that you've grown attached to and they die, you could maybe make some graffiti as a tribute to him, which is something that would be awesome. That would be so cool to do, a tribute to an NPC gang member that passed away, or even something lighter like ice cream or, you know, other stuff. People definitely want to see Fight Club come back and different fighting styles. So, and they kind of go hand in hand because you can experiment with different fighting styles in Fight Club. That's kind of like the star of Fight Club, is being able to experiment with different types of fighting styles. And I love this idea, especially if they add new ones in. Like, I don't know, if they had a Bruce Lee type fighting style you could use in Fight Club, dude, I'd be doing that for hours. That would be so much fun. Killian Jur 2 brings up a great thing that I haven't seen anybody else mention yet. If you have, you know, I'm sorry I missed it, but the physics. That's a great thing to talk about, like crashing through billboards and glass panes. Like he says, it really got him into SR2, and it got down to the realism within the game, which is awesome. And, you know, he mentions that there wasn't just a copy-pasted brick wall everywhere, and every area was different, which is so true. And that's one of the things I love about Stillwater and Saints Row 2, is how basically every building, every gas station, every street is different almost, which is awesome. And if they can add some different physics, not only with the buildings, but the people as well, I would love that. So that's definitely something they have to do. I'm not sure what engine they're going to use for Saints Row 5. I'm not sure if they're going to reuse the one they had for 4 and 3, because those are pretty old. But if they have new ones, a new engine, the physics should definitely be improved and worked on. So great point, Killian Jur 2. Callum Jackson wants to bring back food for health features and an actual killing for Dex instead of what we had in Get Out of Hell. I could not agree more. That is definitely what they need to do in the next game. Give us some legit closure. Unbased wants an interactive story where you can make decisions and choose to be either good or evil. And then in the game you have a reputation system, and depending on the reputation you would have different endings for the game. I saw this a lot in the comments, and I didn't really think of it too much. Now, we had it a little bit in the other Saints Row games, notably in the third, you know, the 2 different endings. If you haven't played the remastered, I'll save you the spoilers, but there's 2 different endings you can choose. But something we could do throughout the whole game that would affect our reputation and maybe some different scenarios and events in the game, I think would be great. So props to you guys for bringing that up, because that's a great idea that honestly I didn't even really think about it. And finally, Tommy Banner says that the new Saints Row needs to bring back the amazing detailed world. If the new Saints Row does only even one thing from this community wish list, I hope it's that. Alright guys, this video got pretty damn long, so I'm going to cut it off here. But trust me, I want to make a part 2 to this video and try and get some different people's comments in there. I'll try my best to not repeat the same commenters, because I want your guys' voices to be heard on here, and as many people's voices to be heard on here, so it can be really a wish list for you guys, not just maybe 2, 3, or 4 people, but, you know, as many people as possible that I can fit into these without making them 2 hours long. So I want to cut it off at 15 minutes. That's a pretty good time to shut it down. But thanks so much for everybody who left a comment on this. If you do want to see a part 2, make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell thing. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.
Come on, this is the kind of shit people who just got canonized should have to do.